We get approached by a lot of folks, as you know, who want to help out with Health Corps. It's an organization that has a great mission, so it's not easy to get folks to say no. When I ask them, they always say yes. But I often am reluctant to engage in partnerships because you risk your reputation. And I love the fact that when you look at the fabric of what USANA has been able to accomplish, and it ranges in many different areas, and we'll talk about some of those, but I love the fact that the individuals that I've met are high quality, noble-minded folks who really want to make a difference in making this country a better place. And not just this country, because you're all over the darn planet. You also have a desire to spread that wisdom and that wealth of knowledge far beyond the borders of this great nation. When we first met and began speaking in the office a little bit about the role of supplements in a healthy lifestyle, it was readily apparent to me that you have a deep wealth of knowledge in this area. And I would say I've been intrigued at how much confusion there is in this topic. For sure, most of us don't get the nutrients that we need from the foods that we eat. So I've on the show many times advocated for folks to take at least a multivitamin, minimum, together with some extra vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and selenium, and then some omega-3 fats to go along with it. That should be the foundation, I think, for every American. You guys, of course, are way in the vanguard of this, trying to look for subtle ways in which nutrition affects the lives of every person that uses your products.
I realized long ago that, well, today our foods are being grown on depleted soils, and they just don't have the nutrients that our parents and grandparents had. But more importantly, with our horrendously increased exposure to toxics, man-made toxics in the world, we do need larger doses of the antioxidants to protect the cells of our body than what our parents did.
My father-in-law, who's also been in the vanguard of this movement, also appreciated that the oxidation of the body, the rusting of our bodies, is something that we can prevent. And naturally, we get many of these nutrients from the colorful fruits and vegetables. As the sun hits them, they protect themselves. You've been able to bottle that. Let me ask, if I can, a question about customized provision of nutrients, because I know that the biggest change that will probably happen in Western medicine is our ability to better customize care for each other, right? We know when we give a pharmaceutical drug that probably 20% of the time it's the wrong drug for that person. So as the pharmaceutical companies begin to get smarter about customizing the drug choices that we give to folks, whether it's a statin drug or antihypertensive, whatever it might be, how does that change in the world of nutraceuticals?
Well, I think the key is that we're all different. We all react to things differently. We all process things differently. And so we need to learn, and we have the technology now to learn about each individual and start to customize the nutrition to match their needs, rather than to blanket give everyone the same thing and assume that they're all the same. They have the same lifestyle, the same eating habits, or their body metabolizes things the same way.
Yeah, a lot of times I'm asked about whether supplements are safe or not. Are they really putting in the product what they say they're putting in the product? I always give the similar advice. Make sure you buy it from a big company that's reputable, because they've been around for a while. So if they've been ripping you off, they've probably been caught on to. And having the ability to make the products in-house rather than importing them from other countries, I think has an advantage as well, because at least you've got your finger on the pulse of the entire manufacturing process. What I love when I heard your story is the fact that you actually do the research that's required to demonstrate that the products you're making make a difference. And having your fingers on right at the fingertips, the ability to quote those studies, which Dr. Wentz has a remarkable ability to do, but also doing the research that needs to be done in a way that you can really spread wisdom together with some service, which is the products required that satisfy that wisdom. And I think we all have an obligation, a civic responsibility, especially when you've had some success in life, to make sure that you take that wisdom that you've collected, it was passed on to us by our parents and by people who cared about us, and share it with others. I think that's what this partnership seeks to do. We're going to teach a lot of folks some things about their bodies they never knew about, but even more than that, we're going to teach them that they can control their bodies. And if they can figure out what's happening inside of them, they can change the world outside of them. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting us in this relationship. You're a lot more of a foundation supporter of this endeavor than you could ever imagine, and it means the world does that you trust us as we embark on this voyage together.
We're very excited. We know it's going to be a great partnership.
Thank you very much.